Hey chat, how you doing? Hope you're all having a beautiful morning, afternoon, night, whatever time zone it may be. I'm feeling super cozy and super low vibe and super low energy tonight to a point where I was like, Silv, do we even want to stream tonight? Do we want to just have like a nice cozy time on our nice cozy couch with like a nice cup of tea and just watch like a drama video or something? And I was like, no, no, I need to stream today. We have to do it. I have to do it. So we're here. I got a nice chai latte. The air conditioner is on because the boyfriend will be home soon and he's been outside. So I want the aircon on so that the room is all nice for him when he comes back. But I'm cold, so I've got like a little blanket, um, and like a nice rug. So so I'm cozy. I'm toasty. And we're just gonna get some work done. I'm so sorry that you're still sick, Cinder. My poor guy. Can we get some F's in the chat for Cinder? Poor thing. It's an art stream. It's not gonna be chill. Someone will get bullied. Now listen. At least for now, it's gonna start out super chill. Okay. It's some really, really mindless work. It's some mindless graphic novel. Here's what we're doing today. I'm super hungry, truth be told. Yo. That's quite the feeling, bro. I'm so sorry. But basically, this is what we're doing today. Ignore the text bubble. This is what we're doing today. We're not actually coloring the pages, we're just laying down all of the shading because the boyfriend is going to be doing all of the flat color and also going to be reformatting the text. Just to kind of help me get the book out quicker because I'm working on this book and then I'm also working on the Fairy's Tale episode 2 and then I'm also working on getting the second wave of the snooze out. So I've got a lot of different projects happening right now. So this is how we're setting up the pages. You're not going to see a finished page today. I'm sorry about that. If that's something you wanted, that's not how my page production is anymore. Fuck sickness. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that really sucks. I hate being sick. I hate being sick in the summer in particular. It's really, really bad because I don't even know how to explain it. It just sucks. It's like super hot and sweaty outside and you're just like, ugh. All right, there we go. So these are some really old how do I put this? These are like some really old overlay things that I made like 2 or 3 years ago. And to be honest, I don't think I want to shade like this anymore. I haven't shaded like this in like a year and a half, 2 years. But I'm committing and I'm gonna finish the book in this shading style because if I change the shading style, it's gonna take like another 2 years just to catch up to where we're up to now. Um, so it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I've been working on this off screen as well, but that probably won't be a thing for much longer. I think this will exclusively be a working on stream project. I think my gift sub ends tomorrow. No. No, if only there was a kind donator in chat willing to give a gift sub. Because hot and sweaty, it makes you more uncomfortable, more uncomfortable than normal, and then you end up ending life more. Yeah, I think it's also because like when I get sick during the summer, it's because my body transitions from cold to hot way too quickly, or like way too many times in a small time period. I don't know how that makes me sick, but it does, and it's super gross, and I don't like it. Um, But I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse. It could always be worse. At least that's what I tell myself. Which reminds me, actually, my manufacturer for the snooze told me that I was going to be getting an update on the snooze yesterday. And then they didn't message me. So I'm gonna really quickly. I'm not gonna message them right now, but I will like check my DMs and see if I ended up getting that update today. I completely forgot about it. I want Snoo update. Oh, I did something to my air conditioner. I did not get an update. Okay, I need to. I'll text them tomorrow morning. I'll text them tomorrow morning. Be lurking while I work on my own book. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Have a nice lurk, my guy. So, like I said, chat, I'm super cozy today. Very, very low energy vibes because I've been spending the day like working on the first draft of the script for the Fairy's Tale episode 2. And so far it's pretty good. So far it's pretty good for a first draft. Like obviously there are things that might end up being edited and changed, but for a first draft it's going pretty good. I managed to do like 8 pages, which for context, the script for the pilot was 14 pages, but for the episodes going forward, I kind of want to be closer to 20. So, yeah, we got about 8 pages of that first script, or first draft done. And, you know, I can only use my brain for so many hours in a day before I get really tired and really eepy and really like, oh, I don't want to do anything. So, and that's kind of the stage that I'm at right now. It's like, oh, I don't really want to do anything. I did end up breaking glass today. I went to open the fridge to like grab some eggs.
I fucking hate sickness and I really hope it dies sometime soon, although it probably will never die.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope so too. Sickness kind of sucks. But yeah, I opened the fridge and like this little glass jar of like what was it? Like garlic, minced garlic fell out of the fridge and like shattered all over the floor. And I wasn't wearing any shoes. So I was like, uh-oh. And you know, I'm okay. Nothing happened. I swept, I mopped, I vacuumed, and even then I still missed a couple chunks of glass, so I went over it all again. And now even though I've done all of that, our kitchen reeks of garlic.
And every single disease ever thought of should die as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, my kitchen's behind me in my setup. Like we got like the living room and then the dining room, which we don't use as a dining room. We use as like an open like computer room type thing. And then behind us is the kitchen. So every time I breathe in, I'm like getting a waft of minced garlic. And it's not the worst thing in the world. But it is like, oh damn. It's just a constant reminder of the mistake I made this morning. This morning. It was like lunchtime. But yeah. Not feeling the most talkative. I'm trying to talk throughout the first little bit because, you know, this is usually when everyone comes in and, you know, we say hello, we have a good time. But because I'm so like bleh, I just want to sit down with my tea. Do have like the first part of the unstable SMP locked and loaded and ready to go. So if we do start feeling a little too low energy, a little too like, ugh, you know, I can put that on in the background and we can have something to react to while we're working. Have a nice little like watch party doodle stream type thing. Is that like a thing that people do? Put on like reaction content while they're working? Hi Fluttershy, hi Reaper, welcome in guys. That's a lot of fun emotes, dude. And I actually I recognize like, oh wait. Yeah, I recognize 3 of them. I recognize Bubbles, I recognize Onimelli, and I recognize Fabu Pona. I just spilled my tea. 1 second, chat. It's all over my fingies. 1 second. I'm back. I don't have tea on my fingers anymore. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I'm surprised you don't recognize Super Sahama. I don't know who that is. I'm really sorry. I don't actually spend a lot of time on Twitch or like watching like there is some content that I do watch, but I don't actually watch an awful lot of streamers or an awful lot of like other people's content chat. So like I'm very very much in my own tiny little bubble. In fact, the only reason I know Pona is because on TikTok I posted a video. It was a clip of one of my Monster Hunter Wild streams, and it ended up on her For You page, and she commented and she was like, "Oh my god, another Switch Axe user!" And then that was it. That was the only reason I came to know Pona. Um, Bubbles, I only know Bubbles because he's dating my wife, Saku. And I only know Oni Melly because when I was watching one of Saku's streams, she raided Oni Melly because Oni Melly was doing like a ponython or something. Oh, that one. Oh, that is a cute one. I do like that. I think it's fun. I need to make animated emotes. I talk about it a lot on stream, but I have like a decent amount of animated emote slots and I just haven't done anything with any of them. Not necessarily because I don't want to, but because usually speaking, like making assets for my own stream is like the lowest tier when it comes to like stuff that I make and like content that I do and whatever. Um which is why usually when I'm doing animated emotes or animated alerts or like emotes in general or PNG tubers or any form of artwork, you'll see that 9 times out of 10 it's commission work. At least last year. This year I'm trying to do more personal stuff, but like it's if I'm not commissioned to do it, there's a very low likelihood that I'll actually do it. Um, which is why I don't have all of the cool visual things or all of the cool animated emotes despite being an animator. You know? It feels like it's the perfect opportunity to kind of flex your skills as an animator to make your own assets, but it's just like, bro, I have other things I need to do. I'm really sorry. All right. I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to put on that what was it called again? That unstable SMP thing. Actually, chat, no, you guys can vote. Do you want to watch Unstable SMP or do you want to watch that 1000 Minecraft players in prison? Cuz I was originally going to put Unstable SMP in the background if I got too low energy, which honestly I am. My voice is already like really really sore, and that bothers me because I haven't spoken much today. So I have the unstable SMP ready, but as I was told yesterday, that's like 5 days worth of content, and I took a look, and like we we might not even make it through the first video if I start that today. You know what I mean? We want 1,000 prisoners. Hell yeah! All right, let me find 1,000 prisoners. 1 second. Let's get this going. There we go. I've been seeing a lot of unstable SMP on my Instagram, like just scrolling through. What's it called again? Oh, I'm on the wrong YouTube channel. This one. There we go. It was another ish video, wasn't it? Yeah, 1,000 players simulate prison in Minecraft. Here it is. There's an ad at the start, chat. 1 second. Oh my god, chat. I got my I don't think it was my first, but my first in a very long time. Completely fully AI generated advertisement on YouTube. I don't remember the name of the brand because all I could think about was, oh my god, ew, that's such gross AI. Um but it was an ad for like a nicotine patch to help with like, recovering smokers. And I remember just kind of looking, it like shell shocked me because obviously I've had AI ads before, but usually it's like an AI generated voice, um, or it's AI generated pictures, and it's usually Google, because for some reason Google's ads are like completely like AI generated these days. Um, so this is the first time I've seen a company that's not Google have a fully 100% AI generated ad. Um, and it's gross. Like, take away all of the moral argument of AI because we've talked about it to death. But it was just uncanny and ugly looking. And if I ever come across it again, I actually kind of hope that I come across it while we're watching the prisoners video because I want to show you guys how fucking weird it looks. It's just like, ew. Like, what are you doing? All right. Anyway, story time aside, I have the video. I have it has its own cute little border. I am gonna full screen it, which means that like I'm gonna need to put chat somewhere else. I don't have. Oh, I could probably grab my iPad, put you guys on my iPad. But like, it just looked odd, you know? Like, you know how when AI generates a face doing like a really solid expression or like a really intense expression and they add way too many lines on the face? It looks like that. Wait, I'm gonna see if I can find it. Hi T-Bug, hello, welcome in. I was going to start playing a Minecraft video because I'm too low energy to carry an entire stream today. But then I remember this AI generated ad that I've been seeing and I really want to show chat. I don't remember what it's called though. Nicotine relief? Nicotine patches? If I look up nicotine patches, maybe it'll come up. No. No, okay. It's not here. But basically it's like a picture. Uh it's like a slightly moving picture of like a woman going like this, like covering her ears or something, and then behind her is another woman who looks exactly like her, like exactly the same, and she's got like this really creepy smile with all these creases on her face, and I'm like, ugh, gross. I was looking up music to use for stuff earlier and realized half of it was AI. It was disappointing. Oh man, like yeah. Oh my god, you're right. I never actually witnessed the Coke ad, the AI generated Coke ad in the wild, but I did hear about it. And yeah, AI and music is also getting like really well, bad. I really like music. I could never ever create my own um and have it be good at least, but I really enjoy music. I really started recently started following a couple of musicians on Twitch cuz I really like seeing them perform in real time. You like seeing the energy in real time. And unfortunately these days the only way I know if someone's not AI generating their music is if I see them making it on stream. But I follow Drum Ultima. He only streams once a week because he's actually a music professor at a university. And he's really cool. I really like his music. It's super relaxing, super chill. And I also follow Tavern Cat Records, but he hasn't been able to make like a music production stream in a very long time, and that makes me sad because I really like his music. I got it multiple times on YouTube. Ew. You couldn't even get a proper AI ad for AI pleasure slaves. Well, not on YouTube. Not on YouTube. Dude, I'm like I know that I say some of the most vile and like hypersexualized comments ever randomly out of nowhere. But chat, I'm on the ace spectrum, okay? I'm not actually on that side of the internet very often, so I don't see that kind of stuff. Those ads are everywhere on those sites. Oh god, that sounds horrible. All right, hang on. I'm gonna get my iPad so I can put chat next to me, and then that way I can full screen the video because I don't feel like making the video any bigger because then it'll take away from the artwork. So give me like 1 second. I'm gonna put you guys on my iPad. Oh no, catastrophe has struck. My iPad only has like 30% battery, so I don't know if this will work. But I guess when the battery runs out, we'll worry about that then, you know? That's an issue for future streams, Silv. I only started using my iPad again recently. I bought it a really long time ago. I want to say like 2020, maybe even 2019. And I used it a lot to sketch out the mock-up pages for my first graphic novel. And I also use it to mock up the pages for the current graphic novel, the one we're working on today. But beyond that, I haven't really used it. Not until recently, when I realized that I could use my smudge glove on my iPad to kind of, you know, make it a little more bearable to actually do artwork on. So that was really nice. All right, hang on. Where's my chat? Give me my chat. Dismiss. All right, chat, you're here. I see you now. Hello. Ed Darwin? Is that how you sell? Oh, like I'm assuming it's Edwardin. Ed Darwin. There we go. I'm dyslexic. Don't bully me. All right, here you go. 1,000 players play prison whatever in Minecraft. Let me know if you guys can hear it. He really does have Mr. Beast like energy, doesn't he? I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Oh my god, why are my subtitles so huge? There we go. You can say Darwin? Awesome. How are you, Darwin? Welcome in. We're working on my graphic novel tonight. And I'm really tired, so I'm putting Minecraft on in the background so I don't have to talk if I don't want to. Only hear it through the headphones? Okay, hang on. Ah, I see why. There we go.
All right, I think everyone's in. So what are you in for?
Jaywalking. Tax fraud.
Okay. How's that? Is it echoing in the
At the
microphone?
beginning of day one, the prisoners were directed to the center courtyard
It's not,
to meet the
but
guards
it is
and
echoing.
the warden,
So give me
player named
1
Jaw
second.
Unleashed.
Welcome,
It's echoing because hang on. Where are my audio settings? Advanced audio settings. Apps and games. Monitor off. Alright, that should finally be free.
prisoners. I am your warden, John Lee.
Yeah, there you
Obey
go.
the guards, and you will have a good time here.
The prisoners then got a chance to
It
explore
might
their
echo a
new
little bit
home,
because my
which
microphone is
consists of
close to
4
my
large
monitor,
building
but
plots,
like I can't help
a massive
that
cafeteria,
anymore.
an infirmary, an underground gym, and then a few secret locations which might or might not help them escape. We'll see if the
Okay, so
prisoners
it's like a
find them. Hello,
standard
Mr.
prison
Wood Daddy.
type
Why are you in
situation.
prison?
I ran an illegal cat breeding ring.
You know, I wanted to put
see.
a prison
During
in
your
my graphic
conversation,
novel,
a prisoner
but you
dropped
know,
a sword
a
next to
prison
Wood
in a
Daddy.
zombie
Now, in
apocalypse
this prison,
kind of felt
swords,
too
as well as
close
other
to
dangerous
like
items
The
are
Walking
considered
Dead,
contraband
which funnily
and
enough, I
therefore
hadn't even
illegal.
read The
So
Walking
when the
Dead when I
guards
wrote
saw
my
Wood
graphic
Daddy
novel.
holding the sword, he was questioned and
I just knew
placed
there was
on
a
the
prison, and I was
watch
like,
list.
don't want to do that.
Want to customize a unique keychain for your pet? It
No,
only takes a
I
few
don't want to
simple
customize
steps.
a unique
First,
keychain for my pet. Thank you.
At the very center of the prison is the Warden's Tower, which houses the guards' quarters, the solitary confinement cells, and at the very top, the Warden's office. Hello, Warden Jaw. What's your plan to run the
I'm only like
prison?
half paying
Well,
attention to
I
this
believe
video
in
because
bringing
again,
out the
it's only
best in
background
prisoners
noise for
rather
when
than
I don't
punishing
want to
them.
talk. Is
If
there
I'm
only
kind to
one
them, they
warden?
probably won't want to escape as much.
I
Or,
guess
you
that
know,
makes sense.
kill me.
Coming into the experiments, John Leash's approach was to be the good warden, promoting rehabilitation over punishment.
Oh, that's
as
nice.
such, he instructed his guards to be as lenient as possible. This policy,
That's
however,
chill.
did not stop the mass amounts of attacks and in some cases murders that occurred on day one. It goes
Oh.
without saying that the guards had plenty to do.
We caught
Oh, well, that's
services
not
with
very nice.
contraband, but we confiscated it, and then this Matty Nut guy just attacked us.
There were several more isolated attacks throughout the day, most of them prisoner on prisoner.
Yeah, I was
but
about to
what
say, are
was
they attacking, like,
super
the
abundant
guards,
was
or is it
the
just prisoner
massive
on
amounts of
prisoner?
contraband
Ooh, I
trading,
think my
like
clip
this
studio
player who was
crashed. Hang
selling
on, chat.
illegal weapons in the bathroom.
I've sold,
No, we're fine,
I've
we're
sold
fine.
10 wooden swords to 10 schmucks, and I've currently, my business is prospering in the bathroom.
I love
The
this
warden then
pose that I
announced
gave
that
my
it was
son, by the
lunchtime
way.
at the
His
cafeteria.
hand.
At first, things were rather
goofy
whirly
hand.
with people making a line to receive their food. However, as more people started to arrive and prisoners grew impatient, things got a little unruly. Ja, you might have an issue here. One prisoner actually got killed in this breakout, and the warden, John Leashed, told prisoners to leave the cafeteria.
I think my cat wants
This,
to watch
however,
Minecraft.
caused
Hang on.
prisoners to be
Watch
more
Minecraft?
angry since many had not yet received their food. After people threatened to riot, the warden quickly retreated to his tower
what
with
just
his
happened? What
elite
just happened?
bodyguards,
Happened?
having
Okay, no,
learned
we're
a very important lesson. Don't call everyone to the cafeteria at once. Before everyone could be dispersed, I spoke with the leader of a prison gang that had been formed in the cafeteria. Hello,
Oh, there's already
what's
a
the name
prison.
of your gang?
I mean, this is just like the mafia
Elbows
being
of
formed
Mafia.
on day one. We've already got like
According
a
to the
fucking
leader,
prison
Elanulo,
gang.
the Elbozo Mafia had already recruited over 100 members, all of whom promised to protect each other against
Over
other
100
gangs and
members
also
in a
against
game that
guards
only
who
has
wronged them.
1,000
Anyone who
players
gets in
is
our way.
huge.
Disappears.
That
There
is
were also
so
peaceful
so
groups
big.
like these guys who built a church in one of the build plots, and also this group named the Invisible Hand, whose
Aw, they
mission
have a
was to
church?
preach
How
the
cute.
values of capitalism to any prisoner who would listen.
Capitalism guides the selfish into selflessness.
As prisoners
Okay.
began to form groups and make friends, the guards also began to organize. Under the warden John Leashed was a second in command, a player named Solev, who designed the guard hierarchy. The highest
Oh.
guard tier was the elite team, responsible for protecting
And let me
the
guess,
warden.
he's
Second
gonna be
was
like
the
the
standard
flux.
prison guard
He's
tier,
gonna be
which
like,
secured
nah,
the
we don't
entire
need
prison.
rehabilitation.
Lastly, the lowest tier responsible for patrolling outside the prison was the perimeter team.
Yeah, we're very lonely out here, but I kind of like it.
Before long, it was the end
Aw,
of the day.
that's sweet. That's
However,
endearing,
something
even.
a little unexpected happened, which got some people
Why they call
worried.
them clicks,
Instead of letting
yeah.
prisoners go to their cells for the night, the warden first called them to the center courtyard.
Hello, prisoners. I have just received word that one of our guards has been killed. As
Yo.
of right now, we
Why
do
would
not
you
know
tell the
exactly
prisoners
what happened,
that?
but our deputy warden Soliv believes that a group of prisoners is responsible.
Oh dear.
Tonight, know that we may search your cell or bring you into the warden's tower for further questioning. Thank you.
From that moment on,
Okay,
the
okay,
spirit
okay.
of the prison changed. Guards became more paranoid of prisoners, and prisoners more paranoid of
But, like,
guards.
what are the prisoners
the guard
in
who was
for?
killed
I
was
need
named
that level
Ella,
of
and it happened near the
complex
end of day one
storytelling,
in
you
the
know?
cafeteria. It was done by one lone prisoner who was swiftly executed. The
Ooh.
guards on scene reported exactly what happened to the second in command, Solev, but Solev told the warden Jaw that this wasn't a lone attack, but rather an organized attack involving a group of prisoners.
I think
Yeah,
Warden John
okay,
is
so
a good
classic
guy,
second in command trying to
being good is
undermine
also his
the
greatest
head.
flaw. If he doesn't think that there's an imminent threat coming from the prisoners, then he won't let us use force against them. We can't keep reacting to attacks. We need to start preventing them. And preventing them includes using enhanced interrogation methods.
And so, throughout the night, the guards were permitted
What
to
is it with
randomly
people
question
being
prisoners and
obsessed
bring
with, like,
suspects
using
into the
torture
warden's
methods to
tower.
get
This
information?
prisoner named Sidefall
Like,
secretly
you just
gave the
wanna hurt
guard
someone at
information
that
about
point.
a riot planned for day 2.
I'm giving him info.
You're a snitch?
Yeah, I'm a snitch, actually.
Eventually, some of the other
Actually do
prisoners
like
got
snitch
suspicious.
behavior.
Trust me, Sidefall was just willing to give up information. He can't be
In this
trusted.
context.
This poor prisoner, meanwhile, got locked in a cell with a suspected murderer.
I'm gonna be honest, Ish. Some guard shut the door on me here.
And you're stuck with the maniac. Well,
That
good
can't
luck
be
tonight.
nice.
Aside from a few lapses, the guards had successfully kept the prison under control during the first day. Let's see what happens next.
Alright, let's...
Hey, here we go. The prisoners are out of their cells. Good morning, nurses. I hear there's a lot of people coming here.
There's a lot of people.
Imagine being a
wanting
prison
cookies from
nurse.
me,
That's
and
gotta
they
be
shouldn't
like
have
such a
handed out
unique
cookies.
The prisoners
experience.
apparently slept very well because they were weirdly hyper at the beginning of day 2. Some of them started swarming the prison receptionist. Working at the front desk quickly became known as the worst job.
Get away from me, you lemmings! I hate you! I hate
Get
all of
away
you!
To stop
from
the
me, you
chaos, the warden
lemmings. That
called
was
the prisoners
hilarious.
to the center courtyard. He brought out a prisoner named Boy Jedi who was accused of starting a riot on day 1.
Instead of punishing this prisoner, we will work to rehabilitate him.
The guards,
Good job,
meanwhile,
good
were
job, good
bracing
job.
for the prisoners to potentially riot and demand that Boy Jedi be released immediately. What they didn't expect was for most prisoners to chant for his death. Warden John Leash took Boy
Kill
Jedi
him.
to the nurses' quarters for rehabilitation and then declared he would spend the whole day on the ground talking with prisoners. After hearing
Okay.
this, Solev knew that John Leash wouldn't be at the warden's tower. Second in command, Solev, has been standing next to the solitary cell of, I think this is a member of El Pozo Mafia.
Wait, which mafia? Jesus, yeah.
Where's he taking him?
Yeah, where are they
Releasing
going?
him from solitary?
Ooh. I'm gonna kill this guy. Ooh, I like the lush caves. Chat, if I ever get permission from the boyfriend, I would love to show you the offline, like, Minecraft
What the
world
heck
that we're playing.
It turns out that the rumored torture in the prison is real. This massive underground complex was so secretive that most guards didn't even know it exists. Solev knew that John Leash's policies would lead to disaster, so he secretly took matters into his own hands. He brought 2 members of the El Bozo Mafia from solitary into the underground complex's arena, and then in a cruel twist forced them to fight to the death.
That's fucked, dude. What an abuse of power. Like, obviously, what an abuse of power, you know what I mean? But, like, dude. This reminds me
Meanwhile,
of, like,
in the prison, oh wow,
the
look at
Walking
this.
Dead,
Floating pirate ship.
sorry,
Above
the
ground,
Mining
on the
Dead
4
Minecraft
quadrants,
server.
many prisoners were just having a good time
Have I
building
ever
with
told
each
you
other.
guys about the Mining Dead Minecraft server? It was a Minecraft server that way back in, like, I want to say 2016, maybe even 2017, I played on quite a bit with a couple of my friends. There was Henry, there was, hang on, let me get this color. There was Henry, there was a guy that I don't think I've ever brought up on the channel before, Nate, and then there was one other person. And we used to love this Minecraft server. It was so fun. We used to play on it every now and again. And basically someone had, like, rebuilt a bunch of monuments from the Walking Dead TV show, which again, I hadn't seen at that point. And, like, there was a bunch of mods, there was, like, a bunch of weapons, like, safe houses, there were characters from the show that you could, like, buy items from. It was basically, like, it was, I don't know what to say. It was The Walking Dead in Minecraft. It was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. And actually, like, our time, every now and again, we would get a little bit cringe and we would, like, roleplay. And Henry, he doesn't have it anymore. I've asked him multiple times if he still has it, but he doesn't. Henry wrote, like, a fanfic with some of our characters that took place in this, like, Walking Dead style kind of universe. It was, like, based off the gameplay we had in that Minecraft server. And I'm not gonna lie, seeing these videos kind of, like, takes me back to that, you know? It was really fun. It was really good. And yeah, we were cringe, but I really enjoyed it. Not last year, but the year before, I tried to show the boyfriend that Minecraft server because I talked to him about it a lot, and, you know, he knows that that server was a pivotal, like, inspiration to a lot of the works that I have done. And it's changed, man. Like, of course it's changed, but it's really changed. Like, it's full of microtransactions now. It's very much like pay to win, they've kind of video gamified the zombie horde, which, like, I know sounds weird because it's a video game, so it's inherently video gamified, but, like, it was like, ooh, big flashy red text on screen. A zombie horde is gonna be here in 10 minutes. Are you ready? Are you sure? Blah, blah, blah. And, like, it just got a little bit, like, the magic is gone now. Which is why, as much as I enjoyed that server in its heyday, I never went back, and I don't actually recommend anyone go over there because it's just not the same as it once was. A lot of the magic is gone. But yeah, when I see these videos and, like, I see the role play that they're doing and, like, you know, all that sort of stuff, I can't help but be reminded of the Mining Dead Minecraft server. It was really good.
It looks like the church is finally complete. They're holding a ceremony. These guys made what they called
I forgot about the
Canadaland
church.
with a moose and
Oh wait, why
igloo.
was there a
At one
Canadian
point, they even
flag?
got the warden John Leash to play hockey with them. Guys, your puck is
Oh, that's kind of cute.
glued
The
to the
warden
ground.
playing hockey
John
with the
Leash
prisoners.
also went to the prison's gym to get to know the prisoners and to play basketball. Meanwhile,
I like
in the
this
gym
warden.
was Wood Daddy, who was still angry about being framed. He was in a bit of a revolutionary mood.
Spending 24/7 hitting the bags. I'm gonna bust Boy Jedi out.
What, you're gonna go save Boy Jedi?
Yeah, save Boy Jedi. Man did nothing wrong.
Who's Boy
Of course, I
Jedi?
had to
My
also
ass
check
has
in
not
on the
been paid.
cafeteria staff,
Canadians
see how
are
they were doing
violent.
after the previous day's chaos.
So it's
I only
not
know
as
one
bad as it was,
Canadian, and
yesterday.
yeah, I
It's
didn't
been
like
pretty
them.
orderly, and people are just. Whoa.
Yeah, about that. I then caught this prisoner storming hell, telling the other prisoners not to snitch. What's going on here? Why you called them snitches?
What's happening? Why are we snitching?
Rules of the prison.
Storming Hell, a representative of the El Bozo Mafia, was speaking with all of these prisoners who were a part of the prison's second largest gang called El Cheese Market.
El Cheese Market?
Then,
Really?
all of a sudden, during our interview, I don't know if they want prisoners, you know, grouping up, forming some sort of revolution.
I'm getting the hell out of here.
What the heck?
There's a reason why the Geneva Conventions exist. Are you fucking with me right now? Are you fucking with me right now? What do you mean Canadians are the reason we have the Geneva Conventions? Is that real? Wait. Hang on. What would I even Google to find this? I don't want the meme. I want this. What do you mean Canada? How true is the claim that Canadian war crimes contributed to the Geneva Conventions? While it is always hard to prove a negative, I've written about this several times in the past, mostly concluded that the entire reputation of Canadians in either World War is most likely entirely a product of the Canadian national founding mythology. Germans thought nothing special of Canadian troops in their war, and the much discussed Battle of Vimy Ridge was a footnote in German World War I field diaries. To the Germans, Canadians were just another form of Tommies from another part of the empire, neither more capable nor more feared or respected than any other colonial units, barring perhaps the Gherkin. Okay. Special tabs were kept on the CEF in World War I, not because they were particularly feared, but because it was known by the Germans that the CEF fought as a cohesive unit and keeping tabs of 120,000 enemy soldiers is just good military sense regardless of their nationality. This is a long post. A special military tribunal was convened to investigate Vimy Ridge, not because it resulted in anything, but because the Germans didn't think it should have fallen. The conclusions of that tribunal was that Vimy Ridge fell largely because reserves were positioned too far back and frontline officers were too slow to respond to the situation. Not a single mention is made of any special fighting quality of the Canadian Corps, despite it being their largest engagement and greatest success by a mile. It did, however, lead the von Volkenhausen, having to spend the rest of the war in Belgium as the German High Command concluded that he had failed to apply correct doctrine and blame was laid squarely on his shoulders. The Geneva Convention The Geneva Conventions concern primarily the treatment of prisoners, wounded, and civilians. While there are a few known cases of Canadians absolutely violating the Geneva Conventions, many of which date as far back as the aftermath of Solferino in 1859, but no more frequently than those of any other signatory nation during the wars. There is some evidence to the Canadians having a bit of a reputation among Allied forces, but virtually none among Axis or Central Power Force. TLDR, the Canadian reputation is largely combined of Reddit humor, a combination of Reddit humor and national founding mythos. Okay. Okay. So they could have potentially, but from that one single Reddit post that I read, I don't think it's fair to say that they are the reason we have Geneva Conventions. I'm looking into this now. You've piqued my interest. Let's see. Twitch scuffed. What happened? I was reading a Reddit post about Canada and the Geneva Conventions. And yeah, they did some stuff, but I don't know if it's fair to say that they're the reason we have the Geneva Conventions. Canadian soldiers would emerge from the First World War with a reputation for winning victories that others could not. But even in a war of unparalleled ferocity, enemy and ally alike would remember the Canadians as having been particularly brutal. British war correspondent Philip Gibbs had a front row seat on 4 years of Western Front fighting. He would single out the Canadians as having been particularly obsessed with killing Germans, calling their war a kind of vendetta. The Canadians fought the Germans with a long, enduring, terrible, skillful patience. He wrote after the war. The fuck did I join in on? Oh, I just want to know if Canada is the reason we have Geneva Conventions. Because, like, if I have another reason to bash on Canadians, I will. Fun fact, chat, actually. We'll close this. We're done with this. Fun fact, actually. When my grandparents, my Uruguayan side, was like planning to leave Uruguay and they were deciding which country they wanted to move to, they were tossing up between Australia and Canada. And all I have to say is, while Australia is not perfect and we definitely have our flaws, every day I wake up after finding that out, I'm glad I'm not Canadian. You know what I mean? It could have been worse. I could have been like French or something, but at least I'm not Canadian. They are scary. I mean, if you look at their history, yeah. I only ever met one Canadian, one born and raised Canadian at least, and I didn't quite like them. Alright, we're also watching 1,000 Minecraft players in prison because, truth be told, I'm kind of low energy today, so if I don't, like, I want to not have to talk throughout my entire art stream if I don't want to. And so far, there's like two groups, like, what are they called? They're not mafias. But you know, two factions. I already forget their names. One had something to do with cheese. El Cheese Market, I think was one of them. I'm not really paying attention. It's kind of background noise. And we're just watching a prison punch on.
He's dead. Second guard down. The El Cheese Market gang ran throughout the prison as
I
a
could
pack, searching for guards to kill.
I could also just put on a video about Canada's war crimes, since that's been brought up.
The gang then headed right for the cafeteria.
Because I actually don't know that much about
they're slowing down. There's a lot more guards in the cafeteria, which
in the
probably
war.
makes them more hesitant to attack.
Oh, either war.
Yeah, they're heading down the hallway. There's a guard. They're attacking him. Oh my, down he goes. They continue to wreak havoc around the cafeteria until Sullivan
Why
and the
did they
elite
have
team
a
were
fight
deployed
again?
to
Was
disperse
it like
the
a
riot.
faction war or something?
Here they go. The violent perpetrators were killed and the riot was dispersed, but not before taking the lives of 6 guards.
6?
For the rest of the
Holy
day,
shit,
guards were getting
dude.
tipped off that several more large riots may occur, and all the prison staff were getting scared for their lives. Warden John Leash needed to get this prison under control now and convince not only the prisoners but also his guards that his strategy of rehabilitation over punishment, kindness over compulsion, was actually working. As such, he called everyone to the censor courtyard.
I think it's working for anyone who took the time to
Boy Jedi, who had just finished the prison's new rehabilitation program, which consisted of being forced to speak with a therapist and only being released once you promised to never commit a crime again.
Yes, rehabilitation is good. I know what I did wrong, and I will never do it again.
Oh, that's cute.
I love this prison.
Warden John Leash.
I love the
then
chat
stepped
though,
up to
like
the podium to
brainwashed,
give what needed
brainwashed,
to be the
brainwashed.
most important speech of his career.
Redemption means consequences. I agree to a certain extent. Since we're talking about consequences now, the boyfriend and I have been following the CC and Kingsman situation in the Marvel Rivals community. Oh, thank you so much for the for the resub, Jake. 13 months, holy shit. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? Congrats, dude. Thank you. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the boyfriend and I have been following the CC and Kingsman situation over in the Marvel Rivals community. And that's a situation and a half. That's wild, bro. We watched, I think his name is Mugen. We watched like his drama video going over it because like we had only ever heard bits and pieces, but we hadn't heard the full story. And I was like, oh, this is a really nice condensed version of the story. And while I agree, what CC did is like really shitty and really scummy, and like Luciaza and what was the other girl's name? Zaza. First of all, I'm sad that Zaza is Australian. Why is it always the Aussies kicking up shit? But also, it's like, I saw an ad and I couldn't let that stand. That's, yeah, honestly, yeah, I fuck with that mentality. But yeah, it was, like, I agree that what CC did is fucked up. What Zaza and Luciaza, sorry, and the host of the event did is, like, all fucked up. But I don't think it's fair to go after CC's sponsors for this. And I saw someone say, like, oh, it doesn't matter that she loses her sponsors because she was never in it for the money, she was in it for the vibes. And while I do think that's a fucking hilarious thing to say, I don't know. I personally just don't think you should go after someone's sponsors unless they're like a rapist, a pedophile, or a murderer. Like, I don't really give a fuck what happens to those people. They don't deserve any form of forgiveness, you know? But like, I don't know. She was a bully, sure. But you can allow her to, like, you can give her consequences that don't include removing her sponsors. I don't know. I think taking away her sponsors is a little bit bad faith. Especially because everybody makes mistakes. Everyone has a moment where they're the bitch in someone else's story. Everyone goes through it. So I'm not saying that, like, anything she did was justified. But, like, I don't know. I believe in consequences, but I also think taking away her sponsors is maybe just a little bit much. Because, like, I don't know how popular she was. I don't know how much money she was making off of Twitch. I didn't even know who she was until this situation. But, like, she has to have a way to pay her bills. She has to have a way to feed herself. She has to, you know... Taking away someone's sponsors is, in my opinion, equivalent to just saying, I don't care if you go homeless over what you did. And I think that's a little bit extreme. But yeah, sorry, you triggered that in me because you said redemption is consequences. And while yes, I agree, I just couldn't help but think of that situation in particular. I was like, I think that's a bit too much consequence. Alright, we're already halfway through this video. This video is so much shorter than the other one.
Here.
Thank you, Boy Jedi. Today, we saw violence like never before, which has caused some to question my methodology, my belief that we should help rather than punish. This prisoner here is a prime example that rehabilitation does work.
Rehabilitation does
After getting
work.
to know many of you, I can tell you that
I believe
while it
so,
may
at
be hard
least.
to see, there is good in this prison. From the care given at the nurses' quarters to the friendships formed in the cafeteria, from the building competitions to the hockey games, from guards to prisoners, there is hope.
Whoa, wait, hang on, I blinked. What happened? Oh. Oh, fuck. I blinked. No. Oh. That's awful, dude. I'm so sorry.
All prisoners report to your cells immediately. If you are found outside your cell during
No.
the night, you will be killed. Do not test us.
I feel like if
repeat,
this had more
all
time,
prisoners to your cells immediately.
like the rich and poor simulation video did, that would have like actually made me cry. Poor thing. That happened on day 2? Oh my god.
And the warden was dead.
That's
It is
day
unclear
2,
what
really.
had provoked Boy Jedi to kill the warden, but to the new administration, one thing was clear. Rehabilitation had failed, and it was time for a more strict approach. After paying tribute to the old warden, Solev was sworn in as the new warden and expressed his main priority to maintain order. At the beginning of day 3, many prisoners were rounded up and brought into the warden's tower to be questioned, including the El Bozo Mafia member storming hell.
Okay,
Give
okay.
me names or nobody will hear you scream. What's going on? Are you giving names or not?
I don't know, man. Snitches get stitches. He's God testing me right now. He's God
Jesus
testing
H. Christ. I know, right? That's
Even
so
though the previous
intense.
day's riot was caused by the El Cheese Market gang, the guards believed that the El Bozo gang was responsible because Storming Hell appeared to be leading the initial charge, even though he had no idea what was going on. The leader of El Bozo was
Poor
not
thing.
happy.
The El Bozo Mafia is being falsely accused.
So we got El
demand
Bozo and
justice.
El
In the
Cheese
new
Market.
administration's effort to
Okay.
stop gang activity, all 4 building plots were completely wiped and replaced with 4 giant cubes that the guards expected prisoners to mine out. Also, Solev hired several new guards with upgraded gear to search potential gang members. One of these new guards was Nolan from the Mr. Beast cast, who has already spent his fair share of time in prison.
What the
Mr.
fuck?
Woodaddy, I think it's time
Say
for a
psych
spell
right
check.
now.
I've
What do you
heard
mean
you've
you've
been
got a
naughty.
Mr.
I
Beast
don't know what
guy in your
We have to
video?
do a cavity search.
Oh,
Ew,
no.
ew, ew, ew.
Bend over, Wood Daddy. We have to do this cavity
It's
search.
just
Ew.
Trump.
All right. I need you to cough for me.
What an abuse of power right here.
Oh! A sword popped out!
Oh.
He's got a weapon!
Wood Daddy just could not catch a break.
Alright, that was actually
Afterward,
pretty
when he went
funny.
to the nurses' quarters for help, he found out that the new Solev administration had replaced
I think he was a
talk therapy
competitor?
with
Yeah,
an
that makes
extreme
sense.
version of electroshock therapy, which I felt
I'm
compelled
sorry,
to help out with.
electroshock therapy?
Unfortunately, my devious efforts had an unintended consequence. Did I just kill the nurse's cat? Oh no.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This, however, wasn't even the most interesting thing that happened at the nurses' quarters. In fact, not even close. Toward the end of day 3, there was some commotion outside. There's a lot of members of El Bozo. I think I know
Oh
what's gonna
no, what's
happen
going
here.
on now?
Oh boy. Yep, he's defecting. Oh boy. Our first
I like the
person
music
escaped.
that they got
Here we
going.
go. Yeah.
Like, overall, this video is a lot more lighthearted than the other one.
I don't think anybody noticed. Did they actually get away? There was a secret alliance between Enter the Perimeter Guard and the 2 prison nurses. Their goal was to free members of the El Bozo Mafia who they believed were being wrongly framed by the new Solev administration. This
Okay.
mission was a great risk to all of them since any prison staff caught defecting would be executed. Meanwhile,
Jesus,
these 6
execution
prisoners realized for
on
the
the
first
spot.
time that the prison was located on a massive jungle island. The trees provided great cover for their getaway, and they officially became the first to successfully escape the prison.
That's wild.
It would soon be time to wrap up day 3.
It took 2
but
days
first,
to
they
kill the
turned
warden, but
cube of
3
snow
days to
into a
escape.
bunch of- Wait, they made Canada again.
They made Canada again. What do you mean again?
No way. Despite the plots having all been cleared out, many players got together to rebuild their gathering places.
Oh,
These guys
that
turned
makes
the
sense.
desert cube into a sandcastle, which didn't quite fit the labor camp theme that Solev was going for. Meanwhile, back in the Warden's Tower, the new administration had officially opened up the secret underground chamber with the torture for all guards to use.
Oh god. I know I said this during the Civilization stream, but I would love to be part of a
leader
project
of
like
Albozo
this. It
versus
just looks
one
so
more
fun and
second leader of a
goofy.
gang called the Freedom Fighters.
Of course we have freedom
Little did
fighters
Solev
now.
know, at this very instant, 2 defecting guards were approaching his office. Ender and Legacy had
Ooh,
sneaked
I like the
into the
carpet
warden's
that he's
office and
got. What mod is
discovered the
that?
prison experiment's largest secret, what I called the funding variable. At the beginning of
Oh?
each day, the warden is given a list of people who are funding the prison. The warden must meet with these funders, which I select, and make sure they are satisfied with the prison's performance. The less funding the prison has, the more things tend to go wrong, like the cafeteria running out of food, the torture machines malfunctioning, or like tomorrow,
No power?
the reason things were breaking so fast on days 3 and 4 was because confidence in the prison dropped hard after the old warden died, and all the funders left except for one.
Yo,
On top of this, if
imagine losing
funding
all
ever
of your
reaches zero,
funders.
then all server-side protections of the prison are revoked, and prisoners will be able to place or break blocks anywhere within the prison. In other words, it would be chaos. So without further ado, let's see how this experiment ends.
Oh god, no. Okay, so this
The
experiment
next
was only
morning
4 days
was
long as opposed to like the 2
surprisingly calm.
weeks.
Perhaps
That was the other
prisoners
one.
were still tired after guards decided to host a talent show very late into day 3. Wow. In the
That's
morning,
cute.
when Solev called everyone to the center, the prisoners realized that the 4 plots had 4 new cubes, similar to day 3. The only
Okay.
difference was the ground, which now seemed to match the material of each cube.
Okay.
All right, listen up. The cafeteria is low on food and the nurses are low on supplies, so we need to ration what we have.
The prisoners could sense that things were going downhill in the prison. Such sentiments was especially visible in the headlines of a prison newspaper run by a player named Natalie. Furthermore, when a monument of the old warden was built in the center courtyard, many prisoners started to worship it, nostalgic for better times. This
Aww.
is sad.
They did like the
But
old
not
warden,
everyone
that's
was
sweet.
having a bad time. Guards versus inmates. 3, 2, 1, go! Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Team prisoner with the ball. The ninja roll shoots. Score! He gets it. 2-0. Team guard now shooting their shot. Score! Here we go. 2-2. For the past few days, the gym had been a meeting spot for this group. Right next to it was the contraband storage room, which is where guards dropped off any contraband they recovered from prisoners.
Why was it right
Needless
next to the
say,
gym?
There was a lot.
What?
Holy crap. But
Why was it next to the
contraband
gym?
issue was nothing compared to the largest
Oh,
problem that
God.
faced the Solev administration. This problem was caused by the last remaining funder, who was listed as MG. Apparently, this funder, who now effectively controlled the prison, was demanding something from Solev, something that Solev appeared to be hesitant about. What could
Ooh.
this demand be? Well, for now, nobody but Solev knows, but if he doesn't oblige, he risks the possibility that the funder pulls out, that all server-side block protections are removed, and therefore the jaw of chaos is unleashed.
Ooh,
Day
I wonder
4
what
was
the
also a
donator's
critical
asking
moment
for.
the most populous gangs. During the previous night, the leader of El Bozo, Olanulo, was killed in the prison's underground arena, and in general, executions of gang members had increased at an alarming rate, and not
Jesus.
just of El Bozo members, but all other gangs too. As such, Ender, the defecting guard, felt a renewed urgency to continue aiding in the escape of prisoners.
Hell
Last
yeah,
night,
let's
Ender
do
had led a
it.
group
Let's
of
break
gang
him
members
out.
through a secret tunnel on the side of the prison. What he didn't see was Rexman04, a guard loyal to Solev, was walking
Oh,
down
no.
the hallway and saw Ender do this.
Oh,
He
no.
reported this immediately to the administration. This brings us to day 4, when Ender was planning another mass escape, this time through the cafeteria's back door. Little did Ender know, Solev and his elite team were hiding in the back, waiting.
Shit. Oh, they're
Are
screwed.
they- Oh, they're going for it. We are getting destroyed. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Nearly all the prisoners in the attempted escape were killed, and Ender was put on death row to be executed tonight.
That's
Fearing that more
fucked,
escapes
dude.
and riots were
No.
coming, Solev
My
initiated
guy.
the prison's lockdown protocol and forced all prisoners into their cells. But because funding was low, some of the cell doors were starting to rust away or malfunction,
Oh, dear.
effectively
Oh, that
making
can't
them
be good.
useless. Things did eventually get under control, and once the prison was declared secure, all prisoners were called to the center courtyard, which is when I decided that, due to lack of funding, the front gate should suddenly open.
Oh no. That's
He's not gonna
evil,
see this one
dude.
coming, but that's what makes it fun, right? Yeah, by the way, Solev, your front gate has malfunctioned and it's wide open.
What?
Oh boy, they're running.
That's fucked up, dude.
They come. Oh my gosh. Guards are now shooting.
What time is it? I gotta turn the aircon back on for the
Working. They are defending this so well. That is crazy. While the guards successfully stopped the prisoners from escaping, there were currently about 20 prisoners who had already escaped, and these now
20?
fugitives were
Jeez.
all planning to meet up
That's
in
a
this
lot.
undisclosed location in the jungle and maybe go
Ah.
back to the prison to break more people out.
That's so
I spoke
cool,
with the
actually.
builder.
I gotta leave a sign.
Oh, your political messaging, of course.
Yeah, in case I die, they gotta know why I'm out here.
The escapees also had to be careful not to get caught, since the perimeter team was sending out guards into the jungle, some of whom set up fake refugee houses to trap those who escaped.
Oh, no,
It's worth
that's
mentioning
evil.
that members of Elboza weren't the only ones to escape. Throughout the days, there were several isolated attempts to get on top of the prison walls and escape, whether by building up or by going up the warden's tower. Most of these attempts ended with the prisoner getting killed, but some did actually get away. Speaking of building up, these prisoners decided to stage a protest to Solev's policies by making a tower in the sand plot and refusing to come down.
Okay, yeah, you know what? That's phased.
We're not
Good
leaving
on
this no
them.
matter what.
And indeed, they stayed there during the entirety of day 4, even during the lockdown. But soon enough, the end of the day had come, and their will was about to be tested.
Okay.
By this time, all prisoners were supposed to be in their cells, and guards were to complete their end-of-day obligations like restocking the cafeteria or executing death row inmates. For these protesters, the reality that there would be consequences for their defiance was starting to set in.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, these two defecting guards were on a mission to sneak into the prison's armory and take as much gear as possible to deliver to the escapees in the jungle.
Ooh, I like that they've got guards on the inside helping them out. I think that's really fun. You know what we might do? I really should be working on my graphic novel, but I
Get
would
down
like
or
to
we
take a
will
minute to
fire.
make a new Minecraft skin. I need to make one for me, and then I need to make one for the boyfriend as well.
We will not get down until you listen to our demands.
Boyfriend's never had his own Minecraft skin before. What is this? Oh, that's a highlight. Okay, my bad, Geek. There we go. Alright, we're getting somewhere. I thought its ender was already killed.
When all was settled, Solev returned to his office, only to
Oh well, doesn't
realize the
matter.
clock had run out. The funder of the prison said he would arrive at the prison tomorrow morning expecting his biggest request be fulfilled. The funder demanded that Warden Silv set up a game in which all prisoners are divided into 4 quadrants, each its own team, and then in an ultimate cruel twist, prisoners are forced to fight to the death until only one team remains.
Oh, that's
if the funder
fucked.
is entertained as a spectator, only then will he continue to fund the prison.
That's
knew
fucked
the
and
prison's
horrific.
doom was inevitable. During the night, he
Is he gonna
summoned
do
his
it?
elite team and held one last meeting.
No, he's not changing his mind. Which
I
means
saw
we have
Separata
no
was
choice
one of the
but to do
guards.
this. I wanted to be a good warden, but I failed. I'm sorry. Tomorrow, you'll bring the funder to my office. Make sure you treat him well and give him whatever he asks for. Then,
Surely not. Surely not.
When the prisoners woke up the next morning,
Surely
they
not.
realized that all 4 plots had been completely transformed to appear like natural biomes. There was plains, desert, snow, and jungle. The prisoners were told to enter one of the 4 biomes and then put on a colored helmet that indicates what team they are on.
Oh
Easier
no,
to
they
build
are
before
gonna
I
go
think they
through
know
with
what's
it.
about to happen. Shortly, Silv sent his elite team to the dock to greet and escort the funder into the prison. Oh, there's that Unacceptable, he says. The funder was quickly led to the warden's office where Silv profusely apologized for the attack. A few minutes later, Silv announced the game.
prisoners, you've been separated into 4 biomes. When the cannon shoots, you will fight until only one biome remains.
The chat is going ballistic. They don't know what to do.
Yeah,
The
ain't
battle
no
had
way.
begun, but
There's gotta be some, like,
nothing was
prisoner
happening.
solidarity
None of the
here,
prisoners
right?
seemed to want to attack.
Yeah.
Because there was no fighting, the funder was starting to get impatient, so Silv ordered that guards shoot at any prisoner standing still. Some guards listened, but others... Rehabilitation over punishment. Wait, these guards are standing with the prisoners.
Hell yeah, hell
These
yeah,
guards
hell yeah.
defecting. Then, Teams Desert and Jungle, Albozo and El Cheese Market started to approach each other.
No, don't do it. Don't fight each other. Unionize.
Wait, they're teaming up.
Oh, thank God they're unionizing.
This is a revolution.
Oh, thank God.
Prisoners are killing the guards.
It's always every man for himself. No. I want a happy ending, goddammit. Also, thank you so much for the 19 months views. That's such a long time.
The rioters are getting destroyed. It's the escapees. They're back.
Oh shit, it's all coming together. I love when my Minecraft drama has a happy ending, chat. I also like it when it has a sad ending, but I want a happy ending tonight. There we go. I'm so keen to see what Ish's next Minecraft project is gonna be. I'm sad I missed out on the signups, but I really am excited to see whatever it is. Alright, that's 1,000 players simulate prison in Minecraft, or whatever it's called. Oh, it is. 1,000 players simulate prison in Minecraft. There you go. Me when I get my video title correct on the first try. I love the edits. Yeah, the edits are really good. I do like a good edit. Alright, let's turn these off. Oh, sorry chat. I'm EP. I'm putting my iPad away now. There we go. Now Insanity or whatever it's called. Unstable SMP. We could probably get through the first episode. The first episode is like 55 minutes long. So we totally could, if that's something that people are interested in. How are we feeling? How are the vibes? Because truth be told, it is kind of nice to just be able to chuck on something to react to in the background. A lot of the time last year when I cancelled art streams, it was because I was exhausted and I didn't have the gumption to talk to chat for very long while I was working. But if people don't mind that I put on a video for us to react to and watch together while I'm drawing, then I shouldn't have to cancel any art streams, reasonably. It might still happen, but you know. Why was I actually invested for a moment? Because Ish is actually really good at editing these videos together. You will be invested in like the weirdest, most like inconsequential plotline, like the fucking the Langolini Mafia, or the Barbieheimer wedding. Even though realistically the only plotline that quote unquote mattered was the Flux and Saparata plotline in Civilization. Like you just get attached, you know. You just get a little bit attached to these little fucky guys. Eat your No! Mashed potatoes are like one of my favorite things in the world. Why did you have to eat them? That wasn't very nice. That wasn't very cash money of you. I don't appreciate that. Still getting psychic damage from that Jackbox game. That game was hilarious. That game was so fucking funny. Alright. We have the first video of the Unstable SMP. It's called Breaking into Minecraft's Most Illegal Vault. I don't know. The only way I know that this is part of the Unstable SMP is because it's on an Unstable SMP playlist. And instead of going in chronological order and hopping between YouTube channels to get each piece, it's been recommended that we watch each perspective all in one go, like one at a time. That being said, the first player, Wembu, there is like, hang on, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 17, 20, 24, 28, 32, 33, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 42, 43, 44, 46, 47, 48, 50, There's about 55 to 56 hours in this first perspective. This is intense. There is a lot here, and this is just one perspective of, I believe, 5. So this is gonna be a lot. I don't know what else to say other than this is gonna be a ride. We only have enough time today, realistically, to probably get through the first part. Because the first part's 51 minutes, and then the second part is like an hour and 18 minutes. I don't think we'll get through more than one part. But you know what? You guys can tell me later. It ain't worth it. It's too long. Like I said, this is only one perspective. This is only one perspective. And I was so down. I was so down to be like, oh, let's watch Unstable SMP together. It'll be fun. But like, you know, the first perspective, 1/5 of the story is like over 2 days worth of content straight. That's a lot. That's a commitment, is what it is. Oh, my tooth pulled out on Thursday. Oh, bro. I feel that. I got my all 4 of my wisdom teeth pulled out. I want to say like 4.5. Actually, no, 5.5 weeks ago. And either last week or the week before, I had my follow-up checkup, and they were like, oh, you're making great progress. You're like halfway through healing. And I was like, what do you mean halfway? What do you mean? At first, I was told 3 days. Then I was told 3 to 4 weeks. And now I'm being told like 6 to 8 weeks. No, sorry, 8 to 10 weeks. What? It's awful. It sucks. It's like 99% normal, and then you do one thing that's just a little too funky, and suddenly your entire mouth hurts, you know? But it's fine. It had to happen. That sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah. And I told him, I was like, when I yawn too much, I get like a lot of pain. And like my jaw locks up, and he's like, ah, don't worry, it's probably fine. It's probably fine. If it keeps happening after the 8 to 10 weeks, then come back. But for now, it's fine. It's whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. You can't give me anything to help with that. No, don't worry, it's fine. After they took $5,500 from me, and that I wasn't reimbursed, even though I was told I would be reimbursed. Awful stuff. Time shortens dramatically when it's done to the young, you know, like teenagers, since their bodies are able to patch themselves up a lot easier. Yeah. And the only reason I didn't get them taken out when they first grew in is because they weren't causing me problems. The only reason I got them taken out is because the one on the lower right one was like growing in crooked, so it wasn't meeting my top right one. And because it wasn't meeting my top right one, it was just constantly lowering itself, like out of my gums. It was getting lower and lower. And it was piercing the gum, which was causing like really bad inflammation and pain. That's the only reason I got them taken out. If that bottom right tooth had grown straight instead of crooked, I never would have gotten surgery. Because all of my other teeth were fine. But they were like, oh, if you're paying to get them taken out at a hospital, you may as well get all 4 of them taken out. And then they didn't even let me keep the teeth afterwards, because apparently in Australia, you're not allowed to give patients their own, like, I was gonna say bioweapon. No, it's not a bioweapon. You're not allowed to give weapons, oh my god, I can't talk. They weren't allowed to give me my teeth legally. You bitch, mom. Well, my mom has her moments. She's a lovely woman, but she does have her moments. When I was like 17, 18, 19, I think it was like 18, 19, I was having a lot of pain in my teeth, my gums, to a point where there were days where I would wake up and my face was so swollen and I couldn't open my mouth for anything. And yeah, I would keep telling her like, hey, I'd like to go and see a dentist. It feels like my wisdom teeth are growing out. It's awful. It's really painful. I'd like something to happen with that. And I was complaining for like maybe a year. Maybe a year. And then finally she caved. She took me to a dentist and they were like, "Oh, your wisdom teeth have come out." And I'm like, "Oh, really? Really?" Because when I told my mom, I was like, "I feel like my wisdom teeth are coming out." She goes, "Don't be ridiculous. That can't be what it is. There's no way. You probably just got some food stuck in your teeth and like it hit a nerve or something." But yeah, when I finally got checked, they'd all fully grown out, so that was nice. In America, they would be able to give you back a severed appendage if you asked. Yeah, so it turns out the pages I was looking at were American pages. I just didn't know that they were American. Because I did research it before surgery, if I could ask them for that. And every page that I looked at said yes. But for the past like 20 to 30 years, it's been illegal over here. So, you know, that sucks. I would have liked to make earrings, but it is what it is. Just a little bit of a waste, you know? They were my teeth. Ooh, 1 second, chat. Wifey's home. All right, chat. I'm back. Sorry, I had some hot gossip for the boyfriend. Some office place gossip, if you will. Oh yeah. Also, I made that chicken. Yeah, the blue ice cream container for the chicken burritos. So if you want some chicken burrito, have chicken burrito. Yeah, do it. Thirsty? There's like Mountain Dew in the fridge. I know, but it has to be drank. Oh damn. I want a sweet treat. Uh, is both an option? Look, if the answer is no, then just pick one, okay? I know. I know. That's why I asked you with both. Oh, I don't know.
If I got you an arrow and a chalky milk, would you be happy?
Well, can I have like, if we're getting chalky milk, can I have something salty then? Yeah, I don't know, like a.
Oh, like food salty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like a salty chocolate drink.
No, I don't want a salty chalky drink. Chalky drink.
Do you want like
if you're gonna get chips, get ones that you'll also eat.
I love how by asking you these questions, you've given me specific answers.
What? What do you mean? You're welcome. Okay, get your bag. Sorry, chat.
He's like, I'll get you this. Actually, narrows it down to this. It's like, huh. So you did have an opinion.
Yeah, we just have to play 20 questions before you get the answer, that's all. Every time. Bye. If I remember correctly, there's this one guy who had his hip replaced, and then he got the surgeon to agree to hand over the upper left thigh bone and use it as the handle for his cane. See, that's really cool. Because when I first got into my really, really bad, like, knee situation, I was, like, inconsolable, chat. Because it's a horrible thing, right? Just suddenly not be able to walk properly, or not be able to do your day job without being in excruciating pain, you know? It's really horrific, especially when it happens so suddenly. And I don't know why, but in an attempt to make me feel better, the boyfriend was like, oh, if we have to amputate your knee, then we'll just turn like the lower half of your leg into a cane. We'll like polish up the bone and we'll get a real nice cane. And I don't know why, but that actually did make me feel better. The idea of like, oh, if I have to get rid of my leg, then at least I'll get a really cool cane out of it. But yeah, you can't do that over here. They won't let you. And I just think that's a little bit garbozo, you know what I mean? It's just a bit dumb. It's just a little bit dumb. It's my bone. It was attached to my body. What do you mean you can't give it to me? It's just I don't understand. But it is what it is. To be fair though, when I asked my surgeon if I could keep my wisdom teeth, he explained the law to me, and he goes, look, I know you want it. It's actually like something we get asked quite a bit. Legally, we can't give it to you. And then he like looks around and he leans in real close to me and he goes, but like you could ask the nurses to put it in a jar and then give it to you so you could see your teeth one last time before they're burnt. And whatever you do once that jar of teeth is in your hands, like, is beyond me. If you want to try and make a runner with a jar of teeth, then go for it. And I was just like, based, okay, wait. But I was too, not uncomfortable, not high, but like, I was too out of it after surgery to ask them. Like, I didn't even get to see my teeth one last time. W dentist, yeah, basically. It was really funny. I liked him, he was good. Asked if my teeth should be shifting when I clench. She said no. Asked to see a dentist. She said, all right, better safe than sorry. Like, what am I gonna do with that? You don't want me to do. I know, right? Ugh. Once, speaking of teeth, once, I get my knee surgery and, like, all of those payments are out of the way, I want to upgrade my insurance, because right now my insurance is only hospital cover silver. So it does cover a lot, but it's also like it's only hospital related stuff. So I want to upgrade to extras once I get my surgery. And the main reason I want to upgrade to extras is because once I upgrade to extras, dental is covered. And there's nothing wrong with my teeth. Like, my teeth are perfectly normal, but I'm not gonna lie, chat. I want, like, the supermodel perfect straight teeth. So I'm having a look at, like, Invisalign or just, like, straight up getting braces. Which I don't want to do the braces because it's really painful and they're not great. So if I can do Invisalign, I'll probably do Invisalign instead. But yeah, I wanna get my teeth straightened. I wanna get my teeth like whitened. I wanna get all of my teeth done. And yeah, it's just easier if I have extras cover. I remember when I had dental insurance. I've never had dental insurance, which is probably why my mom was always like kind of on the back foot when I was asking her to see the dentist. We didn't have dental cover. The only reason my family has extras cover now is because it's covered by my mom's workplace. But even then, like, I'm 25. I'm officially too old to be on my parents' insurance. I have good teeth. I mean, yeah. sometimes all you need is good teeth. If I ever had the money to, and again, I had dental insurance, I would put money into having great teeth. Not for, and like, I want to say this, it's not actually for like an aesthetic reason. It's because my two front teeth, one of them is like slightly more forward than the other. And it doesn't cause any issues, but like, it's enough to notice, you know? It's enough to notice. Like, sometimes it's just, sometimes I just don't want it there, you know? You know? It's not an aesthetic thing, it's just like, it feels funny sometimes. And I remember I told that to my mom and she was like, yeah, you know, I'm probably gonna do Invisalign this year as well. Because she has the same thing, like the same issue with her front teeth. It's like, oh, finally, I don't have to justify my medical decisions. I just get agreed with. That's pretty nice. I used to pay for my own when I was employed, yeah. As a sole trader, I really should have my own cover. My business, the Snoop plushies, the Twitch Prime, all of the lovely donations you guys give, that pays for my insurance. Because my insurance, it's a hospital silver, like I said. So it's pretty alright, but it only covers hospital procedures. It's I think it's $102.55 a month. And even paying that for a year, they still didn't fully reimburse me for my teeth. I was still $5.5K out of pocket for my teeth, to give you context of like this kind of cover. It's very predatory, the health insurance in Australia. Not even just the health insurance company I'm with, but like in general, it's pretty predatory down here. Mostly because a lot of the important stuff you need to get done is covered by like Medicare and like the public, like the universal healthcare system. Or at least it was when I was a kid. Everything was covered by our universal healthcare system when I was a kid, but the cost of medical things is going up and the cost of like Medicare's coverage stays the same, which means over the past couple of years we've had a much bigger gap between all of that stuff. Growing up sucks, chat. Luigi did nothing wrong. Alright, I don't want to get too deep into that kind of stuff, but I actually haven't heard of about Luigi in a long time. A really long time. I wonder what's going on with that guy. I should probably put some music on if we're not going to react to a video. My throat's already, like, killing me, chat, and I've barely been talking. It's been like an hour and a half, and I'm already out of tea, and my throat is already, like, dying. Let's put some music on. What music do I want to put on, chat? Let's see. My Sonic playlist is here. Good old reliable. Ooh, what is this? Minecraft lo-fi. Sure. I haven't heard this before. I'm gonna turn it down. Actually, I'll put it there. And then I'll adjust the volume in OBS for you guys. I really hope this music isn't copyrighted. It'd be a shame if it was. There we go. That's, yeah, nice and, like, soft in the back. Everything's been frozen? Oh, okay. My sweet treat's home. Yeah? You're my No, you're my sweet treat. You're always my sweet treat. Am I? Got Kettle. Kettle's the one you like, right?
That's right. Said get one that I'll eat.
And I'll put the chalky milk. Actually, I was gonna put the chalky milk in the fridge, but I finished my latte and my throat is already like really sore, so I might actually drink this. Give me a second, chat. I'm gonna get Chucky milk. I'm back, chat. And Chucky Milk is on the way. Boom. Sploosh. What is that from? Is that something you made up, or like, is that a reference to something? Oh, it's a Wind Waker reference. Okay. I tried to start playing Wind Waker when I was in high school and I didn't get very far.
I remember not liking it because it didn't.
You're not Zelda.
Basically, it's we're not Zelda. And then I went back to it as
Yeah. It's probably the only Wii U game that's like more than $3. You know what I mean? Because it's considered the definitive way to play. Yeah. I miss the novelty of the Wii U, I think.
I love that the Switch is trying so hard to kind of be like the Wii U.
Yeah, it's like the Switch is the Wii U, but like the cool cousin of the Wii U, you know? And then they haven't produced anything new. It's the Switch OLED, the Switch 2, the Switch Lite. Which, you know, they did that with the DS, but... with another horse, yeah. Next time we go to my parents, I might ask my sibling if I can have my old DS Lite, since they found it and it still works. I mean, they better not be, because I gave them... I've told you this story before, right? I don't know if I've told chat this story, but I think I've told you this story. I didn't get my first DS until I was like... Actually, no, I think the DS Lite came out in like 2006 to 2008, right? Somewhere around there. I got my first DS, my DS Lite, in 2008. And I had to beg my parents for a DS IXL, right? I got the DS IXL, I was maybe like, I wanna say 13, maybe 14. And my brother, my sibling, they got their DSi, they didn't get the DS Lite to the DS IXL, they straight up got a DS IXL, and they were like, I wanna say 8, like, that was around their age. And this is like when my parents started to have a little more money, so like, you know, they could buy us nicer things sooner, as opposed to like, you know, making us wait for it. And this sibling didn't really respect the console the way that they should have, and they damaged it a lot, and eventually they broke it. And they got really, really upset that it broke, because it was their favorite thing in the world. They were obsessed with their DS. And my parents were like, well, no. You don't understand the value of things. You don't understand the value of money, how long it took to get the money to buy you this thing, so we're not just gonna replace it. Like, that's it. You broke it. We warned you a lot. like, over the course of, like, at least a year, that you needed to be careful with it and that it was gonna break, and you broke it. So that's it. If you want a new one, then you have to wait until you can afford to buy a new one yourself. And they were absolutely bawling. They were like 9 at this point. 9, maybe 10, right? And so I remember my parents left the room. Sibling was like bawling their eyes out. I walked over with my DSi XL because at this point I had a 2DS now. So I walked over with my DSi XL and I said, listen to me. You need to listen to me very, very closely right now. Our parents are right. You don't understand the value of money, the value that it takes to, like, possess enough income to make these things. Do you think that you have a better understanding now? And they were like, yeah, I do, I shouldn't have broken it. I thought we would be able to replace it, and since we can't, like, it's gone, I'm so sad. And I was like, okay, here is my DSi XL. And they're just kind of staring at it, and they're staring at me, and I was like, look, I got a new one for my birthday, right? This DSi is, like, maybe twice as old as the one that you broke, so it's a lot more fragile, and this is, like, the last thing that we've got. We literally can't replace it after this. Do you promise to take better care of this one than the one you just broke? And they were like, yes, I promise. And I gave it to them. I gave them all the little games and stuff. And what I didn't know was that my parents could hear me from the other room. So I walked out of the room and they're like sitting on the other side. And they were like, did you really just give up your DSi XL for your sibling? And I was like, well, yeah. Like, obviously, they're not going to understand the value of money. They're a kid. They couldn't have known any better. They promised me they'll take care of it. And, like, I got a new one anyway. So, it's whatever. And I remember my dad just looks at me and he goes, that's really sweet, Silv. And I'm like, you just better not fucking break it. and to this day, they still have that DSi XL. It still works perfectly fine. So I like to believe that they did learn their lesson. That was a really nice story. 4 months later, hi Chai. Hello. Actually, I need to replace my 2DS. I got that 2DS, I think, when I was like 16 or 17. And it still works perfectly fine. But you know that weird rubber thing that they put on top of the thumbstick? That has started to peel off because I guess it just can't survive Australian heat. And I could either like get a gripper replacement and like just put like a different gripper over the top of it, or I could get a new 2DS. And truth be told, chat, I kind of want a new 2DS because when I was asking my parents, I was begging my parents for a 3DS when I was a kid and I never got it. And then it released on my birthday. On my birthday in Australia, there was I think it might have been limited edition. There was a pink 2DS. Adorable little pink and white one. And I was like, oh my god, it released on my birthday. It was meant to be. And I asked my parents and they were like, no. And then Christmas that year, I got a 2DS, but it wasn't the limited edition pink one that came out on my birthday. So I was a little bit salty. Oh yeah. Eventually, it will need to be replaced, but for now it works. Still a dick move by your folks. I think so, but at the same time, they did tell them multiple times over the course of a year, you need to be more careful with that thing, it's going to break. You need to be more careful with that thing. You can't use it like this, you can't use, like, they gave them they gave my sibling plenty of heads up that it was gonna break if they kept doing what they were doing. And I get their frustration because when I was growing up and when my sister was growing up, my parents were dirt poor. They couldn't afford to buy us new things. And so now that they could, I can understand the frustration of like, oh my god, our last child doesn't understand how hard it is to replace these kinds of things. I think they could have handled it differently, but I understand where they were coming from. I'm just glad that they didn't end up breaking the DSi-XL that I gave them. Because that thing, like, I gave it to them, but there's a lot of things on that DSi-XL that I couldn't, like, you know, I couldn't get onto an SD card. I couldn't migrate over. So I'm glad it still works, because at the end of the day, if I really want to, I could just reclaim that DSi-XL and get the old stuff that's still on there. I remember also being a little bit jealous of that sibling, because I had to wait until I was 11 to get any sort of device that had internet access. And I wasn't, like, mad at that at the time, because I didn't know what the internet was until I was 11. But this sibling, like, my first internet access device was an iPod Touch. I think it was Gen 3. I don't remember. But I was 11, and my sibling, this same sibling, got their first iPod when they were, I believe, like 5. And I remember being, like, a little bit salty about it. Like, why did I have to wait until I was 11 and they get it right now? Turns out my parents were poor, and if they had the money, then I would have gotten my iPod way sooner as well. I think they also broke their iPod, to be fair. I don't remember. I really don't remember. Theirs broke, mine got stolen because I made an idiot decision and I brought it to high school with me. This is multiply 27. 27. Life's not fair, simple as. Yeah, as a kid, you don't really think about it that way. So, yes. What's going on, Chai? I need to tell you something so fucking what? Yeah? Tell me. I'm here. I'm here. Give me gossip. Give me tea. Give me everything. I'm gonna turn these off for the time being. Why not? Oh, this goes on top of line art, actually. Boom, 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 boom. DMs. Damn. Alright. Sorry, chat. Y'all don't get to know what's happening. Is it to do with you-know-who? No, it's not. Ah, yeah, I saw this. They're not... No, that's not... That's not what they're doing. Chai, can I show this on stream? That's not... That is not what's happening. Chat. So I don't know for how many of you are like in the Sonic community, but Sega has announced that they're doing this like, how do I say it? They're doing this audio drama series surrounding Team Chaotix, and their marketing for it, their marketing for it is like a little bit crazy. just a little, just a little. I'm gonna turn this off because I need to see the gaps between the layers so that I can fix it correctly. I saw that tweet and I was like, oh no. Yeah. Yeah, so they've got a new audio drama surrounding Team Chaotix, called The Chaotix Case Files, right? It sounds simple enough, you know. It's cute little detective audio drama. This is the tweet. This is actually here. Let me open it on. This is the tweet that they made to announce that that it's coming. Is it this one? No, it's... What is this one? Why is it broken? The fuck? Is it this one? No. Where's the other one? Sign in? No. Why is there a... The fuck? Why can't I show it on screen? There we go. Finally. This is it, right? Simple enough. Attention Sonic fans, on today's stream on Games Cage and my channel, we will both be premiering episode 0 of the Chaotix Files, right? Simple enough, simple enough. This is what the official Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter posted out. Close Twitter? Why do I have to close Twitter? Why do I have to close Twitter? Why? Oh no, don't worry, don't worry. It's not a secret account. Don't worry about it. It's not a secret account. People know about this account. It's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, so basically I don't know how I feel about this, other than I think it's really funny. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Oh, okay, yeah. It's not a secret that I used to do that stuff. I don't actually do it anymore. It's been a very long time. But yeah, it's not a secret. Alright, there you go. Actually, I think if you go onto that Twitter page, it'll say that it's my account. I think in the bio it says that it's my account. Alright, that's lined up. Is it still too low? It is. Okay. We're gonna improvise, actually. This page is gonna be completely redrawn anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. I'm just gonna grab this. Actually, I'll grab like the top. Ooh, wee. Oh my god, hi Tam, hello! Welcome in! How you doing? Doing some super chill. I'm just trying to... This page is gonna be completely redrawn, so I don't care if the line art is scuff. I just need the page template to line up. I think that'll do. Oh, did I get the bubble too? Ah, it's fine. The bubbles will be redrawn as well. So we're gonna turn this down. I'm gonna grab like a nice blue that I like. I used to have a very specific shade of blue that I would do my sketches in. But for some reason, you can't save swatches on Clip Studio Paint. I don't know why, you just can't. So the shade of blue that I sketch in is like slightly different every time now. Because I just kind of eyeball it. I used to sketch in pink. Just vibing? We love a good vibe. What's going on here? Blah blah blah, sorry to interrupt. All the text, oh, the text is garbozoed. That's gonna be rough. That's fine. It's gonna be reformatted anyway. So this text bubble here is actually not gonna work. Especially if I put it on, it'll be fine if it's digital, but if I put it on like Amazon, that is not gonna work. The bubble's gotta be like here or here. It can't really be on the sides. I remember getting really fucky with that. So I'm gonna sketch out the new Maynard, but then we'll put him like over here and we'll put the bubble here kind of overlapping with the door, I think. That's another part of like redrawing the old pages, is that I have to take the layout of the print companies that I'm gonna put this book on into account, because like, especially with Amazon, when I uploaded my first book onto Amazon Kindle, they don't tell you why the page is wrong and they can't upload it. They just tell you that it's wrong and you can't upload it. So there were pages of my first graphic novel that I reformatted. I want to say like upwards of 6 times. There were some pages. And then finally I got in contact with a real human being and they were like, oh, these pages are wrong because of this formatting. And I asked them, because every time, what would happen is I would get a notification saying that between 6 and 10 pages were formatted wrong. And so I would fix those 6 to 10 pages and I'd re-upload the whole thing. And then it would be like, oh no, these 6 to 10 pages are formatted wrong, but it's a completely different set of pages than the ones they told me were wrong before. So I finally got in contact with a human on Amazon and I was like, can you please give me a list of every single page that is formatted wrong? Because every time I fix one page, all of a sudden, 3 pages that previously were not an issue are an issue. And so they gave me a list of all of the pages that were formatted wrong. I fixed them all in one go, and wouldn't you know it, that was it. There were no more issues after that. I don't know why Amazon Kindle doesn't tell you all of the errors in one go. They just give you, like, again, about 6 to 10 at a time. I don't know why. I think it's stupid. But I got there in the end. And so now that I know why those pages were wrong, I kind of have to, I have to think about it when formatting this book. That way I don't have to do the same fucking thing again. Nose too big. Nose too big. Also too low, I think. I know that's where I put the guideline, but I'm gonna move his nose like here. I'm also gonna open a reference picture of him because, I need that. Do I have... Ah, it'll be in the tech pack, right? Yeah, there he is. Only need his face. What's that window that people have? Canvas, blah blah blah, tool. There's like a window you can have that shows a second property. How do you do it? I think it's literally like you take this out and I can pop it like in here. Nah, that's not how it works. I don't know how it works, but you can have a reference window. Maybe workspace? No. Sorry, I know you guys can't see it. I'm looking through the settings right now. No, it's not navigator, is it? Vibey in here. You stinky, my friend. Hello. Welcome in. How you doing? It's not item bank, is it? No. I don't know what the item bank is. Alright, that's fine. I'm just gonna pop him on my second monitor. I don't know how people on Clip Studio Paint have the reference image in the corner. I'll figure it out eventually, but today is not that day. Is he smiling in this? So his nose is kind of like funky dunky. It's like we got the typical bit. I remember when I first started drawing my furries in this style, because I used to draw them like this. You know, very like chibi-fi type look. And then I woke up, actually it wasn't even the morning, it was like close to bedtime. I was sitting in my bedroom in like my second apartment ever, and I was like, you know, I all of a sudden don't like the way I draw furries anymore. Let me change that. And I spent like maybe an hour just drawing furries in a different style, and then it turned into this. It's very weird, because people say, they're like, oh, change doesn't happen overnight, change doesn't happen overnight, but like, look at how drastically my art style changed literally overnight. Literally, I was just like, I don't want to draw like this anymore, and then I stopped. You know what I mean? Does he have... He doesn't have this, like, cheek bit, but I always draw it as a reference for his cheek fluff when I get to that bit of drawing his face. His face is also a little longer than the other guys. But like I was gonna say before I got into the whole change overnight spiel, when I started drawing my Anthro characters in this style for Forget Me Not, I tried really hard to give them all a distinct nose curve. And I think it looks cool, but I think it also kind of bit me in the ass, because now I have to like quadruple and triple check if I'm drawing the bridge of their nose correctly, because I always forget which character is which shape. want it to be super big because he's got the other layer of hair underneath this. Maybe we'll make this smaller. There you go. And then like under here is he's got like a... Does it cover his nose? I mean, I could probably shrink his nose a little bit. His nose is kind of big. Maybe from like here. I could probably... Ow! There's a bit stuck in my hair. Hi, Zach. Welcome in. Make it a wee bit smaller. Because he does have a big nose, but his hair also doesn't overlap it. Do a little combo of making the nose smaller and making his hair smaller. Go. And then it's... Ooh. There we go. Nice and chill, nice and chill. Wrong layer. Okay. This is still... It's like touching the nose. I mean, I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. As long as it doesn't overlap, I'm sure it's alright. This bit is gonna go though, because instead of having his visible cheek, he's got this instead. I have to be up for a I have to get a dentist appointment in the morning. Not fun. Oh, another dentist. Another one. We had someone in chat earlier saying that they got their teeth taken out on Thursday. And then I was talking about how I got my teeth taken out. And my dentist experience. Is it just dentist season? Is that a thing? Can we make it a thing? I do this on the wrong layer, but it's fine. We'll just... And I can adjust it as we go on. Here, we're gonna start the chin here. My boy's got that chin hair, that beard, if you will. He's got like a... I think it comes out too far. I know we started it there because of like how far the cheek came, but now without the cheek, it looks like it comes in too far. Or comes out too far, sorry. What we're gonna do is we're gonna... Hang on. I want all of that. Okay. Draw this final one to be a bit bigger. That. Yeah. Put that together. Fillings in 5 of my teeth. Jeez. That sounds intense. I've never had to have a filling or like a root. Actually, like literally the most intensive thing I've had is my wisdom teeth extraction. Other than that, I've only ever had cleans. And like an x-ray because it was complimentary with the clean. Okay, he's coming together. By little. Sometimes I do this on his face. Sometimes I don't though. We'll leave it. Actually here, it's kind of like a... I don't want to draw it too long though, because his hair is tied up in the back. much. Where's his body? You won't even see this bit because the door is going to be in the way. That's alright. He's like so tall, the top of the door is right there. He's a tall guy. I think in the height... Oh, hang on. I think in the height chart, he's the same height, if not slightly taller than Caden. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think... Oh no, he's taller than Caden. He's taller. Turn this guide off. I think it's fucking with my hair. Fix this. Yeah, that's better. And then we can kind of have a little more... Too much, just a little more of a prominent, like, dent, I suppose. I know you won't see this bit because the door, but it should be up higher. Should definitely be up higher. Which means, again, you won't see this bit, but like, I kind of just want to do it again. Goes down. Eh. Whatever. It's whatever. Bring this down. Oh, I wasn't done with that reference. I don't know why. Here we go. Okay. Point, down, down, up, up. Okay. And he doesn't have anything like funky on his head. No, just his ears. Okay. I don't like that ear actually. Bring it down. Not perfect, but it's fine. We can fix it when we get to the actual sketch. Oh, you won't even see all of it. Maybe we'll lower him. Smaller, make him lower. No, I love this man. He's so goofy and silly. No one should ever take Maynard seriously. I will make the end of the door a little higher though, so that it doesn't look like he has to squat through the door. Especially because over on this page, yeah, the door is like actually way taller than him, so probably don't even need to do that. Probably add, not that, this. Could probably, if we really wanted to, put the end of the door like up here. But not too much lower. Ow, Jesus Christ. It's loud as well. Straight. It doesn't matter. It's not the final line art. There. I don't know what this is here for. Yeah, I don't know what that is. that. Oh well. Again, doesn't matter. This will be taken away. Kind of like really leaning into the room, kind of. Put his shoulder like here. Is that the bottom of the frame? Yeah. Okay. Alright, cool. So now that all that's in place, we're gonna put him like here. That way we can move the bubble close. Actually, no. Put him on this side. Because, like, having the picture over here is fine. It's specifically having text over here that's the problem. When it comes to Amazon. So I'll put him here, and then that way the speech bubble can kind of fill in this negative space, but also if we need it to, kind of overlap the door a little bit. Alright. We might need to lower his nose. Just a little. Oh, I didn't realize I was drawing it on the same layer. Fuck. Okay. Different layer this time. Oh, that was scary. There we go. Now he's got these... Yeah, he's got the constant bags under the eyes. Which, are they bags or is he just old? He's just old. The one thing I don't like about the way I draw these characters is that sometimes with the detailing of the hair and how high up I like to draw the eyebrows, sometimes they just kind of overlap in a way that looks kind of messy. I don't want to change the art style too much because I've already drastically changed the art style of this book like twice. This is the third run. Like the third version of all of these pages. I'll keep it as is, but maybe when we get to the next project, it'll look a little different again. Now we can just draw his big old beautiful eyes. They should be bigger. They should be bigger. Look at him. Oh wait. Don't look at him. I forgot his sideburns. How could I have forgotten? There we go. There we go. Look at him. Actually, don't look at him. This eye doesn't come quite as low as the other one. There we go. Look at him. Actually, wait, hang on. Alright, there we go. Look at him. Actually, wait. It's the eyes, bro. There's something wrong with the eyes. 1 second. There's something up. I think it's this one. If I zoom out. I think that's better. I think that's better. Yeah. He looks younger than he should, though. Why do you look young? Where did your age go? Maybe I need to make these bolder. I don't know. Maybe he's just young at heart. He is young at heart, but you know what I mean. We can get that now. I don't know if I want to keep this layout. What's going on here? So he's like showing them the room that they're gonna be staying in while they're staying in Alma, which is the name of the place. I don't know if I want to keep that shot. It looks kind of weird. I mean, it looks weird because the art style is kind of weird, but I have to go to bed. No worries. Have a good night, Zach. I'm gonna think about this while I'm on the toilet. I gotta go pee, chat. Give me 1 second. It's pee time. I'll be back. I'm back, chat. Sorry. I went to go put on pants because the boyfriend's ideal temperature is like 2 degrees. It's cold. Alright. I thought about it, and I think what I want to do is I want to keep the like idea that it's mostly in the background, like that we're supposed to be focusing on the background because this is where they're going to be staying. But obviously, because the three of them are like standing in the front, you don't really get a good view of what their living conditions are going to be. So my general idea for right now is we're going to keep the couch, put the couch like here. Right, so couch will go like here. And then we'll have Siobhan sitting on the couch like she is in this last panel, but we'll change the last panel too. She's gonna sit down all here, she's gonna have a great time. The fucking counter, I don't know why I had to swear there, I was like trying to think of the name of the counter and it escaped me. So the counter will go like a little, we're gonna bring the whole like thing down a little bit, basically. So there's the counter. Ooh, actually, I just had a thought. Because Siobhan's the shortest one, maybe we should have like Maynard. Actually, what's the page after this look like? Okay, it's like a time passage thing if I look at these. Yeah. I don't know why she's sleeping on the couch, but yeah. So, we're gonna put Caden on the couch. Caden's taller, right? Tall. His head will probably be like here. Right. Also, legs. We'll put legs like here. He's man spreading a little bit. Bit of a man spreader. Right? This is Caden. Okay. Counter is back here. The reason why I'm putting Caden on the couch is because Caden is a lot taller and Siobhan is a lot shorter. So if we have Siobhan standing in the back, we'll shrink this down and lower it even more. So if we have Siobhan in the back, we don't have to worry about layout too much because she's here, she's in the kitchen. We don't have to make her that much taller than the counter because she's tiny. Oops, I accidentally pressed Command Save. It's a Photoshop file, so it's gonna take a second to save. There we go. So she can be like, kind of like looking around in here. I don't know what she would be doing. Maybe she's got like her hand on the counter. She's like touching the counter a little bit. Right? And then we can have Maynard standing here. See them. Right? And then we can have bubble 1 here. Actually, wait. Move Siobhan a little more to this side. Just a little. Not so much so that she's being overlapped by Caden, but just a little. There's her paw. Right? And then we can have the first speech bubble here. We can put the second one here. Both of those bubbles will probably be bigger because we're using a different font than last time. That was a whole kerfuffle. I remember mentioning it sometime last year. But yeah, the font that I used for Forget Me Not 1 was a custom font. It was my handwriting turned into a font. And when I had to reset my, I had to completely wipe my PC somewhere in the second half of last year. I don't remember why. And I thought I had all of my stuff backed up on my hard drive, but it turned out that I didn't have, or I thought I didn't have the font that I used for Forget Me Not Aconite. And I was like stressing out about it. And we eventually, like, I could have remade the font, but we eventually decided that, like, you know, just in case that happens again, we should use a font that's much easier to access. So we picked a different font. And then after we had picked a different font and we had already started reformatting Forget Me Not 2 with the new font, I realized that I actually did have the original files for the original font. They just weren't in the spot that I thought they were, and that's why I thought they had like disappeared. But even after that, we still decided that we were going to do the new font anyway. It was quite the kerfuffle, if I do say so myself. Alright, so we got the tiles. Tiles, I don't think should go that far from the counter. I think if the counter stops here, then the tiles should stop like there. I don't think you need that many tiles. And then like, I don't know why my hand keeps freaking out. Why is my hand doing that? I don't know. And then like back here, we can have like, kind of see like a cabinet style. It doesn't have to be super detailed, but like you can see the cabinets underneath like the other side. Maybe there's like an oven here that doesn't work. You know? Here, maybe there's like a dishwasher that doesn't work. You can have like tiles up here. It makes this part of the room look very like detail heavy, and then this this side of the room's got like nothing going for it. So maybe we put like a, I don't want to put too much here because the way the room is laid out is like you got the kitchen, you've got like the like little living room area, which would also kind of be the sleeping quarters, and then here's like the dining. This is a studio apartment. This is like a little studio dormitory type situation. So the bed, I'm assuming Caden would sleep here instead of in front of the couch because the couch is facing the front door. So I imagine like his bed would go here, which is kind of why I want to keep it a little bit blank. But also, it does look a little weird to have the room so detailed heavy here and then just fucking like nothing over here. Maybe we can put like a cabinet here. Behind him. Do like a nice cute little got the doors to the cabinet here. Back. And then like here is like, I don't know, maybe this is like either another set of cabinets or maybe it's like glass or something. It kind of dresses it up a little bit. I think that's fine. I think that's okay because this will all just be carpet, or floorboards. I don't know if they would rip out the carpet in the apocalypse or not. Haven't decided. I also think it'll be better to have Caden sitting on the couch in this scene. One, because of the height thing that I talked about earlier, but two, Siobhan sleeps on the couch, so I think it would be an easier indicator that like time has passed aside from just like the natural lighting in the room. If it goes from Caden sitting on the couch to Siobhan sleeping on the couch instead of Siobhan sitting to Siobhan sleeping, because otherwise it looks like she just immediately fell asleep when she got in there. Turn this down. Okay. I like it when my original construction lines are like barely visible. You know what I mean? This looks fine on my drawing tablet, but on the monitor it looks really weird. So. Where's your face? This one's too low. It's been a while since I've drawn Caden, so it might take a while to get right. Okay. I think this needs to be... Got a bit of a long head. Don't worry, we'll fix it as we go. Maybe it just looks wrong because it's literally just his head right now. Okay. Resize him a little bit. Put him like here. Knees. Bro. So, I just sit like that. No, I don't like that. He's a little bit of a man spreader, so I think it's fine if we bring his knees out. He doesn't need to spread him this much, he just chooses to. What if I like pop in the other leg? It does look kind of weird. Center for one. I think it's this way. Too high because his pants will kind of be like here, which means that this needs to be, I think, taller still. Right, and then you can just kind of have his hand. I think the hands will be the make or break for this. Will be like here. Bruh. I think this is fine. His jacket will kind of like up. Oh yeah, if you're in my Discord server, you might have already seen them, but in my spare time, I've been like very loosely working on a yet another Forget-Me-Not project. I'm not taking it too seriously now because my main priority is getting this book out and episode 2 of The Fairy's Tale. And also the snooze. I've already got 3 things on my plate, so I'm refusing to take any more projects on in a serious manner. But when I need a break from both of those projects, I have been working on and off on yet another Forget-Me-Not project, and part of that project has been redesigning the characters from the first book. And I think they're coming along pretty nicely. I'm a little bit torn on some of the designs. In particular, Haley's design has been very, very split on which version of the redesign is better. People are pretty split on what they prefer out of her. So I'm a little bit torn, but you know, all the other characters, the choices for the designs have been like pretty unanimous. Hang on, I'm gonna go 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on this side, go 1. Actually, I think that's too far. Hang on a second. Alright, so here we're just gonna do the original 1, 2, 3, 4 to start off with. And then on this side, no, not the whole thing. This side. 1, 2, 3. What I'm trying to do is I want to make this bit thicker, but I don't want to make his legs thicker because he's already kind of man spreading. And this head go smack bang in the middle, like about here. Alright, you feel me? This will go like here. I'm gonna redraw the jacket part because I don't think the jacket will overlap the knee. I think it'll stop just before the knee. That's a thingy, just for now. And this would kind of like come through like this, I reckon. It would be perfectly symmetrical in the sketch, but we can fix it up in line art, I suppose. Caden's design is probably the one that changed the least when I was going through the character redesigns, simply because I'm actually kind of already happy with how he looks. But that being said, his design did change a tiny bit, and I do think the redesign works. I think it's better for him. Actually, did I even show the Discord the Caden redesigns? I don't remember. I know I definitely showed the Haley and the Siobhan ones. Oh, look. Where's Art Chat? I did. Yeah. I showed the Caden ones. I didn't show the Callie ones, Caden's girlfriend, simply because there was only one, like the outfit completely changed for her, but in terms of the variations of the new design, there was only one variation, and that was whether or not she was wearing a single knee brace. I decided that I am gonna put her in the knee brace just as like a fun little homage to myself. Instead of giving a cane, I give a knee brace. Although her knee brace is on the opposite knee. So I think that's fun. Oops. My cat's licking his butt next to me. He sleeps. He gets up. He licks his butt. He sleeps. Rinse and repeat. Where is he looking? Do you think he's gonna be looking up, or do you think he's gonna be looking at Maynard? I don't think he would look at Maynard. Actually, no. I don't think he would, but I think it would be better composition for the page if he was. There we go. I might wrap up stream a little early tonight, chat. I'm really tired. We'll see how we go. My throat's really sore. I don't know why. Usually my throat doesn't start to get sore until like the final 45 minutes, 30 minutes of a stream. But it was sore from the second I started talking today. Too big. Hair too swoosh. I need to stop making Caden's hair so fucking wide. It's so wide. Next week, if I'm still doing the 2 art streams, I'm experimenting because the vote was 2 art streams, 2 gaming streams, but overall, more people were willing to see at least 1 reaction stream a week. So I'm experimenting. I don't know if I'll do 2 art streams again next week, but if I do, then one of the art streams we'll be doing, instead of working on the comic, we'll probably be working on some new assets for the fairy tale. Because I want to create rigs for that project, mostly so that I don't have to hand draw the stills. Because I don't know if I'm sure like a lot of older people who've been here a while already know this, but I was an animation major. I got a bachelor's in interactive media with a major in 2D hand-drawn animation. And a couple of years after I got my degree, I published my first graphic novel. That was within a year of graduating, actually. Within a year? No. Within 2 years. It was 2 years. I published it in 2021. And then I started working at a bar job, and I don't know what happened between working on my book and working in a bar, but I like really badly fried my ulnar nerve, which is the nerve in your elbow that connects to like, I don't remember which fingers it connects to, but it connects to some of the fingers in your hand. I fucked it up really badly to a point where I couldn't draw like at all for a while, and I couldn't go to work without wearing a brace on my hand. And like eventually, I'm really lucky in this regard. It wasn't something that needed surgery to fix. This one, like after a couple physiotherapy sessions, I was like fine. But my nerves never went back to normal, so my ulnar nerve is incredibly sensitive. And now, when I wear the brace for my ulnar nerve, it fucks up my carpal nerve. So, like, I just have to choose which nerve I'm gonna squish and destroy. I haven't had to wear the brace in a long time, but my nerve is still really fucked up, and that's part of the reason why I don't animate as much anymore. Because I was trained to do hand-drawn frame-by-frame animation. I wasn't trained how to do rigs because my animation teacher thought that rigged animation was inferior and he refused to teach it. Regardless of the fact that rigged animation is now considered industry standard, he just refused to teach it. So a lot of the reason that I don't animate anymore is because the level of intensity it takes for me to hand-draw every single frame gets to me, like physically. But if I can make rigs and I can teach myself how to animate with the rigs, then the Fairy's Tale can be a fully animated project, and it won't take as long as hand-drawn animation, and it won't absolutely destroy my nerves like hand-drawn animation. I don't think the rigs will be ready for episode 2. They might be, they might not be, I don't know. But I would like to try and have them ready. They'll be very simple rigs. Any like complex movement, I will either try to push through and animate myself, or I will hire an animator. But yeah, I would really like for that to be a thing. So yeah, next time we do an art stream, next week, not this week. This week we've already got our next art stream planned. But yeah, next week we might start laying down the framework of doing the rigs for the Fairy's Tale. I won't do the rigs on stream because I don't know how to make rigs effectively, so I'm going to be following a lot of tutorials, and I won't be able to like focus on the tutorial and also talk to chat. Unless you guys want to learn with me, maybe that's something we can do together. But yeah, that's where we're going next, I think. Also, because for my next project, which I haven't talked about yet, but my next project, I'm planning to use rigs for that too. And the Fairy's Tale as a project, the only reason the Fairy's Tale exists is to help me figure out how I want to handle my next project. So if I can experiment with the Fairy's Tale and figure out what I want to do, then that would be great. I say the only reason the Fairy's Tale exists is for that, but like, I am starting to get attached to it a little bit, you know? I can't help but get attached to it. Some of the characters in that story have been around for almost 10 years. Actually, this year it will be 10 years for some of them. Oh, I accidentally hit save again. It's gonna take a second. Yeah, I believe the main character of the Fairy's Tale, Kuro, and the fairy princess, Alida, I believe they're both 10 years old at some point this year. And Kuro's best friend in the story, Pandora, I'm pretty sure she's 11 this year. I've had these characters for a long time. Another thing that I would like to try and do, just to practice my sound design, because when I was in my Bachelor of Interactive Media, I did do a sound design course. And I passed that course, but, like, you know, it wasn't the greatest. So to, like, improve my sound design skills before I get to my next project, I would like to do an audio drama as well. I don't know if it would be, like, a series or if it would just be a one-shot or whatever. But I would like to write an audio drama and, like, publish and produce an audio drama at some point. What it would be, I don't know. As long as it has what I need to, like, teach myself how to properly balance and, you know, design and all that shit, that would be nice. I've got a lot of plans, chat. I always have a lot of plans, but, like, I've got a lot of plans. I'm gonna make his eyes a bit smaller. I don't think you need to be that wowzed, you know? Just a little bit. Oh, whoops. I thought you were attached to the nose. My bad, G. Alright. I'm gonna be so real, chat. My throat really hurts. So, we might end stream like an hour early today. I'm sore. I'm tired. I don't know why, which is the concerning part. If I knew why, then I'd probably try and push through it, but I've got no idea why I feel like this. We might wrap up a little bit early tonight. You're not tall enough. I think you're a bit wide. There we go. I'm gonna finish drawing Caden, and then we'll say goodbye for tonight. Let's see. End of stream announcements. End of stream. Shit. We're doing day 2 of 100%ing Claire Obscure tomorrow. The boyfriend's not gonna be there to hold my hand this time, so I'm scared. But if I take some time before stream to take a look at the achievements and, like, you know, categorize them and figure them out, then I'm sure we'll be fine. I'll have time to come up with a game plan. It's just a matter of if I will use that time to come up with a game plan. Thursday. Oh, hi, Ray. How you doing? We're actually gonna wrap up early tonight because my throat's really, really sore and I have no idea why. And it's making it really hard to stream when, like, you just got this pain. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just doing my end of stream announcements. Yeah, like I said, day 2 of 100%ing Claire Obscure is tomorrow. Hope you feel better. I hope so. I hope so. Because I have no intention of cancelling any streams, and it would be a real shame if I had to cancel some of them. But yeah, day 2 of 100%ing Claire Obscure is tomorrow. On Thursday, so the day after tomorrow, we're gonna be doing a pay what you want commission stream. So the minimum is 5 USD. Currency has to be in USD. Minimum is 5 USD. Max is 100 USD. If you want to participate, I'm only accepting stream elements tips and throne donations. So subscribes don't count. I'm sorry. Not this time at least. Maybe next time we'll count subscriptions. But yeah, that's gonna be really fun. So if you want to participate in that, make sure, again, it's either on Stream Elements or on Throne. Make sure it's in USD. And make sure you either attach a photo or link to the reference picture of the character you want. Or, if you're in the Discord server, make sure you post a picture of the character that you want drawn along with, like, a screenshot of the receipt. Just so that it's easier for me to keep track of. And yeah. I think that's all. Oh, my throat hurts. I'm tired. I wanted to at least finish this sketch tonight, but honestly, I think I'm gonna end the stream and sit on the couch for a bit. I'm not feeling great. Alright. Stay warm, stay cozy, stay toasty. If you sneezed during the stream at any point, bless you. Go rest with some tea. That sounds like a lovely idea. I will see you guys, hopefully, either tomorrow or for the commission stream on Thursday. I'm sorry we're wrapping up early. I just can't do it today. Good night, everybody. Oh, it's not picking up my hand. There we go. Good night, everybody.